Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video. And on today's show, guys, we're going to be going over this woman's video right here. Now, just a bit of information on this video. This woman is a dating coach. As you can see, she has a book in the background, No More A-Holes. And one of the problems that a lot of these modern women are running into is the fact that men are not interested in committing to them anymore. Okay, they're not getting the same chivalry, they're not getting the same treatment out on dates, and a lot of men are just not interested in committing anymore. So this woman right here has made this video trying to explain to women what is the difference between a guy who, you know, is a good guy and a guy who is a bad guy. So without further ado, let's just jump right in and see what she has to say.
If he touches you on the first date, he's not that into you. A guy who's 100% into you will be slightly scared of you.
She's not wrong. Guys who are intent on what they want and making sure they're going to get it when they want it are going to try right away to see if it's going to happen. Have you heard the term microaggressions? Guys who just want to have sex with you aren't going to immediately push you into a bed. They're going to escalate the level of touch to see how much you're going to take, how much you're going to accept, how much you're going to say yes to. Their intention is to get you into bed, and they don't want to waste any time. If you're going to turn down those little touches, if you're not going to say yes to a first kiss on the first date, they're going to say goodbye. I'm here to get what I want when I want it. Men who are intent on a committed long-term relationship, who look at you and go, ooh, something about that girl, don't want to risk turning you off. Don't want to risk offending your boundaries. They are much more cautious and careful in their approach. They are respectful.
Yeah, you see, it's almost like the game is up for women, guys. Because what's happened is a lot of men have realized, you know what, I can go out, I can take this woman on a nice date, I can pay for everything, you know, I can be polite, and maybe I can go for a kiss at the end of the night, and then maybe I'll go on 3 more dates with her, you know, and then maybe we'll have the bedroom fun, or I'll get lucky, as the saying goes, right? But what a lot of men have realized is that while you're going out and you're doing all of these things, a lot of these women, the guy who they're actually attracted to, he does not have to go on 4 dates with you. He does not have to go on 5. He does not have to spend a single dollar on you, okay? Now, the thing is, gentlemen, is that these women, they still want to be treated like queens, okay? They still want to be treated respectfully on dates, despite the fact that that is not even what women respond to. I mean, guys, like, that comment right at the end, we're actually going to take a look at this comment before we kind of break it down all together, but I want you guys to pay specific notice to what she says at the end here, okay?
You off. Don't want to risk offending your boundaries. They are much more cautious and careful in their approach. They are respectful.
Yeah, because we all know how much women like men who are risk-averse, cautious, and careful. No, they want the bad boys. They want the guy who, he's not going to be there for you if you're not interested. Right, what I see a lot of in dating, guys, is that men will invest into women who are not interested in them. Right, because what a lot of men have realized is not only if I take you out on these dates are you probably, you know, having bedroom fun with another guy who's not doing this stuff, but if I'm taking you out on dates, a lot of these times, guys, women will just waste your time. Right? How many of you guys have tried to have conversations with women online, maybe on dating apps or, you know, otherwise maybe through your social circle and stuff like that? And, you know, women will lead you on, guys. They'll go, oh, you know, they'll cancel a date on you for that exact day, making up some BS excuse, right? And it's because she's not interested, guys. And here's the thing, okay? A lot of men, yeah, what they'll do is they'll give you a hug when they first meet you to see, you know, if you're interested or not, and then maybe they'll put their, you know, their arm on your back to see if you're interested. And if things go well, then one thing will lead to another. Okay, that's called being, you know, socially intelligent. That's what that is. Okay, it's trying to gauge your consent. Are you actually interested in me? Because what a lot of women do, guys, is they go out on these dates and they have no interest of having a relationship with you at all, right? So men have started to realize, you know what, why don't I just see if she's actually interested in me? So, you know, if she pulls away from a hug, I know not to do anything more, right? It's called social calibration, guys. You know, it's called being socially intelligent, and men are, you know, told, hey, if you do this, you're manipulative. Right, it's very interesting to me, guys, when you watch a lot of these women date, that men are expected to do, men can essentially do nothing right. But let's jump through these points kind of one at a time before we continue with the video.
Not wrong. Guys who are intent on what they want and making sure they're going to get it when they want it are going to try right away to see if it's going to happen. Have you heard?
Yeah, because why would you waste your time with a girl who is not interested in you? You see what I'm saying, gentlemen? Now, this doesn't mean that you have to go out there and just kiss her right off the bat and all this kind of crap. No, right? You give her a hug. If she pulls away from the hug, you know not to continue. It's that kind of crap, gentlemen, where here's the thing. I want you to notice how guys who go for what they want, apparently they're selfish, short-term thinkers. No, actually, I would say that men who go for what they want, whether that be career-wise or in terms of dating, if that's what you're into, guys, those guys are most intelligent because they save a hell of a lot of their time. You know what I'm saying? Like a guy who goes for what he wants, he fails, and then he adjusts. He's going to save a hell of a lot of his time. I see so many dudes out here, man, wasting their time on girls who will say, "Oh yeah, I'm." They'll try and paint this princess narrative to you guys about how, oh, I've only been with one or two guys. That's some BS, man. That is such, guys. This is 2021. Women have far higher body counts than their, age equivalent male counterparts. Okay, we're in 2021, guys. Any of these girls who try and sell you this thing of, oh, I've never had fun with a guy on a first date, is lying to you. You know what I'm saying, John? You might get a rarity here and there, but all of these girls will tell you the same story, guys.
You heard the term microaggressions? Guys who just want to have sex with you aren't going to immediately push you into a bed. They're going to escalate the level of touch to see how much you're going to take.
No, you see how much you're going to take. No, you see what they're doing is they're actually testing for your consent right there. That's what it is. If you don't want to hug him, you don't have to hug him. You know what I'm saying? Like, guys will get this vibe and go, okay, I'm not going to do anymore. Notice how it's called microaggressions. Right, how she's trying to, say it's like, it's just like this awful thing to do, guys. Where if you go on a date, let me explain to you what's going to happen, okay? If you go on a date with a woman, and let's just say you meet her, and like when you first walk up to each other, you don't give her a hug, right? You don't do any physical contact. You just say, hey, how's it going? And then you go to wherever your reservations are, okay? Let me just say, by the time you get to the third date, if you continue that and you try and hug her, she's going to be like, oh, I thought we were friends. I thought you were just my friends. I thought we were just hanging out. I'm not ready for this or whatever. And she's going to brush you off, guys. Because women will try and what they'll do is they'll put you in the free, the free meal dude. They'll put you in the friend zone, that kind of crap. Because what they do is they go, oh, he's willing to waste his time. He must not be that valuable, right? That's one of the ways that they might interpret it, right? Is like, it's funny to me how guys who don't want to waste their time are considered short-term thinkers. Like, that's just so crazy to me.
Into a bed. They're going to escalate the level of touch to see how much you're going to take, how much you're going to accept,
they're seeing if you're interested or not.
How much you're going to say yes to. Their intention is to get you into bed and they don't want to waste any time. If you're going to turn down those little touches, if you're not going to say yes to a first kiss on the first date, they're going to say goodbye. I'm here to get what I want when I want it.
I mean, a lot of guys will actually do this, even if they're not interested in having bedroom fun with you, just because they want to know if you're actually interested or not. Because in 2021, gentlemen, I mean, women will take you out on these dates. And when I say take you out, you both go out. You'll have to pay or whatever the case may be. Women will go on these dates and, guys, like, they will straight up waste your time. You know what I'm saying? Like, they will straight up waste your time.
Men who are intent on a committed long-term relationship who look at you and go, ooh, something about that girl, don't want to risk turning you off, don't want to risk offending your boundaries.
And where do those men go who do that? Those men who don't want to offend you, they don't want to be direct with you, they want to play the long game, and they just want to respect you, and they're happy to go on 6 dates with no physical contact at all. Where do those guys end up? They end up in the friend zone. They end up in the, okay, I'm not going to be romantically interested in him forever. It's like men who do this, guys, who are not direct, women don't even respect them, man. Like, they literally don't. You can go out there and you can test it for yourself. I'm telling you guys, if you go on a date and you don't have any physical contact and you say you want to see her again, chances are she's probably not going to see you again if you say that you're interested in seeing her again. But that aside, let's just say you go on a date and you go on a second, third, and fourth, or whatever the case may be, and you don't touch her at all, you don't give her a hug or anything like that. If you turn around and say, hey, you know what, why don't we have a relationship or this kind of crap, women are going to run for the hills from you, gentlemen. Right, they're absolutely going to run for the hills. And I actually wanted to pull up a couple of comments from this woman's TikTok comment section right here. You guys can't see it. It's off the screen. But I want to show you a couple of things. So this first comment is exactly what I'm saying right here. And this is a comment from a man named Su Fang. And he says, great way to get in the friend zone, guys. And it has 5,000 likes, because it's really great to see, gentlemen, when we go and have a look at some of these TikToks, that people actually talk some sense in the comments. I mean, it is quite rare, but there are guys out here who are waking up to this sort of stuff. Like, guys, if you want to go out on a date, you want to go on 5 consecutive dates with a woman just to see how things go and all this kind of, like, guys, you're going to end up in the friend zone. You're 100% going to end up in the friend zone. And a lot of guys, you know, they know this. I mean, this comment alone, again, has 5,076 likes on it off to the side. But let's take a look at this next comment as well. This comment right here is actually the top comment, and it has 37.7 thousand likes on it with 613 replies, and it says that men need to change. Right, I always find it interesting, right, when girls complain about how, oh, men manipulate or men do this and men do that. Like, just think to yourself, guys, I don't think men are inherently manipulative. I don't think most men like to manipulate at all, right? It's just like looking at a lot of these situations, if I can pull up the right screen here, men learn their manipulation from women, guys. Right? Men learn not to waste their time from women because they have realized, you know what, if I go out and I do all of these things for her, 1, it'll turn her off. 2, she's going out and having bedroom fun with dudes for less anyway. And 3, I'm wasting my own time. Like, I'm literally wasting my own time. I want to highlight as well. I'm going to pause this video right here. You guys can see in the background, she's got a book right here, and this is what she sells. Called No More A-Holes. And there's actually a few more up here. I'm going to read a couple of titles that you guys can't see, but this one says, Fix That SHIT and Come Back Queen. Okay, but this book right here, No More A-Holes, when girls say that they're sick and tired of A-Holes, what that really means, guys, is that is the type of man that they date. Right? The type of man who is direct, because that's who she's considering to be an a-hole. The type of guy who is direct, doesn't want to waste his time, is not interested in committing to her. You know, those are the types of men that she dates or tries to. I want you guys to notice, right? If you have female friends in real life or whatever the case may be, and some of them are single, if you guys sit down and you ask them, so, you know, you ask them the question, hey, are you single? Or, you know, what's going on? A lot of times, guys, girls will give you like this wishy-washy answer. They'll go, oh, yeah, I'm sort of single. Or like, I don't know. Or like, they'll think about it for a second and then they'll say, yeah, you know what? I am single. And the reason why they do that, guys, is because you got women like this who are out here dating dudes who are not committing to them. Okay, and that's not the dude's fault. Like, make no mistake, guys, that's not the man's fault that he doesn't want to commit to you. That's on you. Because you could select other dudes. You could select dudes who are maybe a bit shorter, maybe earn less money, maybe who aren't what you prefer right off the bat. But you see, you think that you're entitled to all of these things. Right? A lot of these girls, man, we had this discussion actually the other day on the show, where a woman was saying, you know what, I don't want to cook, I don't want to clean. How about you go out there and you hunt me a bear or whatever the hell she said, right? And a lot of these girls, man, what they're doing is they think that I am the table because maybe I have a career, or maybe I have this, or maybe I have that. Dudes don't care about that. You know, we don't want to come home to like a second boss and that kind of crap, gentlemen. And this is something that, again, this woman here, who I don't exactly know her age, but, you know, as they get on, they get real frustrated and they blame it on the men rather than themselves, excuse me. Because, again, before we move on, guys, with the show, I just want to highlight that this woman could go out there and she could date and get a boyfriend from one of the men who are, in her own words, cautious, didn't want to disrespect her, wasn't direct, all of these things. But notice how those guys are not attractive to these women, guys. They're not attractive to them. You'll never see these women out here with that, you know, that really nice and respectful and cautious guy who doesn't take any risks. I mean, that even sounds stupid, doesn't it, guys? Like, a woman getting with a guy who doesn't want to take any risks. Like, that just sounds silly. But we're actually going to be continuing onto today's next video. Now, this one right here, if I can pull up the correct screen, starts with, when his height begins with a 5. And I want you guys to notice right there how the end of the audio clip, it was a little bit quiet, but it said, don't talk to me. So if you're a dude for this woman and you're under 5 foot, you're in the 5 foot range, so 5 foot whatever, she doesn't want to talk to you, right? So again, let's continue on with the video.
There are 2 things that men can't control about their body. One is their height, and the other one is the size of their you-know-what. So my question is it considered body shaming when a woman says she won't date a man under a certain height or a man with a certain length of his you-know-what? Because a lot of men out there raise the counter argument that when men discriminate against women for their weight, that's considered body shaming, but when women do it against men in terms of their height, it's not considered body shaming. So I'm curious what you guys think.
Yeah, because I want you guys to notice, right, how, again, back on the preferences thing here that women have, like, they will have preferences for dudes, but you'll notice how it's not the same for men. So if men go out here and they say, you know what, I don't want a girl who's overweight, I don't want a girl who doesn't take care of her body, then all of a sudden a lot of these women are going to have an issue with that. Right, but when it goes the other way around, they're perfectly entitled to do that. You're a boss babe, you're a queen, you're whatever the case may be, and that makes you empowered. Right, so it's okay for women to have, standards, quote unquote, and preferences, but it's not okay for it to go the other way around. And also a point on that, gentlemen, with just with regards to that TikTok right there, weight is something that is changeable. Height is not. Okay, it absolutely isn't. Guys, whenever we watch TikToks on the show, it actually kind of makes me laugh here and there. When you see these women just struggling with dating, it's like a video game, right? Where women are literally playing the easiest difficulty possible. They're playing on recruit level difficulty, loading into the game, and they're struggling with it, man. And they're looking up all these guides and tutorials, like, oh, how could I fall for that? And they go out here, guys, and they just have such difficulty dating, right? Then you look over at the men who are playing on brutal difficulty, rarely complaining about it, just getting like so much worse results out of dating. And you look over back to the women, and they're having difficulty. It's like, really, and then they blame the men for their difficulty. Like, guys, how absolutely crazy is that? And, before we move on to today's Reddit stories, I just want to highlight right here, don't go off and send mean messages to this girl. Guys, just, leave her be. But something I wanted to point out, right, is, she's not a bad-looking woman for her age. I don't know what age she is, but, she's not a bad-looking girl, and I'm sure when she was younger as well, she'd be turning a lot of heads, and a lot of guys would want to go out there and date her. Right, so it's very interesting to notice, guys, how, again, this woman writes a book like No More A-Holes, when, again, her dating options are wide open. Guys, I've said it before, it is not difficult for women to date out here. It really isn't. This is 2021. Hey, you can go out there, you can be a boss babe. But really, it just is outright ridiculous. Now, guys, we're going to be jumping right into this little Reddit article here. Now, this one is titled, on our favorite subreddit, guys, Hookup Culture is a Lie, apparently, and this time with math. Despite the crazy hookup stories you hear, old advertisements, articles written by certain people I can't say, people actually aren't having meaningless bedroom fun with dozens of partners. So apparently this woman right here is putting forward the idea that people aren't having meaningless bedroom fun with dozens of partners, right? People do, however, lie a lot. I wanted to use survey research that wasn't just online polling. These are numbers coming out from the Institute for Family Studies. I know, not my ideal source, but has more integrity than a Twitter poll. Anyways, most research on promiscuity paints the same picture. Most people, like 85 to 90% of people, only have a handful of bedroom fun partners in their lifetime. This study says that men have an average of 5 and women have an average of 3. Guys, can we get a raise of hands? Who the hell believes that crap? This is 2021. Okay, most guys out here struggling with dating. Most girls out here, man, oh, it's, you're a boss babe, you're empowered, and don't let anyone tell you what to do, and you're out here living your best life. Guys, whenever I see this stuff, man, I kid you not, one of the dating profiles that was actually sent to me via email the other day was a picture of a woman, right? And in her bio, I kid you not, guys, was the following sentence: don't worry, my boyfriend knows that I'm here. This was on Tinder. This was her Tinder bio, guys. Her Tinder bio said, don't worry, my boyfriend knows that I'm here. Right? This is 2021, gentlemen. Again, all you have to do is look at swiping statistics on Tinder, and that'll tell you everything that you need to know about the modern dating market, gentlemen. But let's continue onwards here. Other studies have had slightly higher numbers on the medium, but typically 4 to 6 is a good assumption. Then anywhere from 5 to 10 of the population has a lot of bedroom fun partners, so much so that we have to use the median, not the mean, as their numbers greatly skew the average. What can we take from this? Firstly, you are not weird for or broken for having a low number of bedroom fun partners. Most people have a low number. I've noticed people have a tendency to tell bedroom fun stories, leaving out that all of these stories happen with one partner. This is left out intentionally so that you assume that they have a crazy bedroom fun fueled mania. it is lying by omission. Secondly, no, you don't have to have bedroom fun early because there are other girls who do it. So then, has he somehow? Goodness me, this is frustrating to read. Only ever dated 5 to 10% of women who are promiscuous? Probably not. Thirdly, if you are the 5 to 10% who are promiscuous, I'm not throwing any shade. Go get it, sis. We wrap up the article with. Now, here's the thing, guys. A lot of women they'll complain, right? And they'll say, oh, my body count shouldn't matter. How many dudes I've been with shouldn't matter. But what you come to realize, gentlemen, is that if you compare the data from how many partners somebody has to marriage stability, there is a huge correlation. Right. In other words, there is a correlation between how many people someone has slept with and how functioning their relationship is, particularly the women, guys. So when all these girls go out here and they are, I'm a boss babe, and they rack up a body count in the triple digits, and then they want to go and get married, guys, it's not going to work for them. More than that as well, quite frankly, for a lot of these men who would go out and marry these women, it's embarrassing. It is straight up embarrassing. And also, I'm very skeptical of this particular study here who says that men on average have bedroom fun with more women. The top men have bedroom fun with a lot of girls. But again, this is 2021, gentlemen. So guys, we're going to be wrapping up today's show there. As always, make sure you leave your thoughts and your comments to today's show. It's always interesting to see what you guys have to say. Make sure that you subscribe on your way out. And as always, guys, if you're interested in supporting the channel, make sure you check out the locals link in the description, guys. The first month over there is totally free on me with code Fiendish, guys. So make sure you go and check that out. But otherwise, gentlemen, we're going to be calling it there. So make sure to take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you boys in the next episode. Peace.